Can you adapt to that?
Yeah. Basically, you just have to be out in the heat more often and for a long time, and your body adapts just like altitude. It's very similar, same thing. There's actually been some studies that show some fitness benefits too, similar to altitude training. So yeah, I'll be ready for Madison if it's really hot out. It's been hot here pretty much all summer, and I'm I'm almost never in the AC except for at night. So I'm hoping
That's
it's
the
really hot in
gym.
Madison.
That's the yeah. Yeah. Did you say I'm hoping it's really hot in Madison?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Hey, do you drink a ton of that? I got a bunch of that. I forget what it's called, but it's the hydration stuff from Swolverine. You drink a ton of that on days like this?
Yeah, intra.
Yeah, Intra. Look
Yeah,
at you.
pretty
You
much
even
every
know the
day.
names. You know
Mhm.
what I do? This is crazy. You probably have never done this, but I drink it. I make it hot so that I'll drink less coffee. So I
Really?
put it in a hot. Yeah, I put it in a hot cup of water. Yeah, and then just in one of these. No offense, Gabe. I drink plenty of coffee. I drink plenty of coffee. Hey, does that say Paper
I
Street
got the
on it?
papers.
Dang, look at
Yeah.
yours. Wow. 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 I like yours. Holy cow. Look at yours. It looks like it holds more coffee than mine. Hey guys, I'm sorry about the time.
Maybe
For
holds
some
maybe
reason,
like 12.
so sorry. Go ahead, Colton. Go ahead.
I just saying it holds about 12 ounces, maybe more.
I apologize. The show is scheduled for 7 a.m. When I sat down, it just got scheduled wrong because normally we start shows at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and this one started at 6:15. So I screwed all you guys up. So I apologize. Thanks everyone for piling in now. Hey, so that's the gym that you're in right now, Colton?
Yeah, that's like the unfinished half. So like basically we're finishing the house part right now. So we have all of our cabinets and countertops and appliances over there. So we haven't been able to put plywood up, but like pretty much everywhere else has the walls finished and things like that. Whiteboards, lifting platforms.
So all that stuff that you like, all those appliances and stuff, that when it's those will all go inside. They're just being stored there for now.
Yeah, because right now we're painting the house. Once we get that done, we'll do the flooring and tile and then put the cabinets in. So we just need to have everything out of the house right now, so we're storing it over here. But like that portion over there will be where all the like bikes, rowers, and cardio equipment will go. And then on this wall in front of me, we're gonna build big. I got the dimensions and everything laid out. It's gonna be 14 feet long, 12 feet high, and 6 feet off the wall. So hopefully before too long, after August, we'll have that done.
Crazy. Will only you and your girlfriend train there, or will anyone else train there?
Most of the time, it's just gonna be Allison and I, but we'll definitely have people over, like if they want to come out and train. But like day to day, it'll just be her and I. It's
Is
about
that stri-
1,200 square feet, so we'll have plenty of space to train.
Yeah, dude, that's huge. Hey, it looks great in the videos too. Are you gonna leave it all like with that rough look, the plywood look, or will you put sheetrock on there? I really like the plywood look.
I think we're gonna stick with plywood. Yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
we're gonna paint it or put anything else on it.
yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah, it looks nice. Like with all the black equipment and everything, especially two and black windows, it just makes it pop really well.
And then that's just a big old garage door that opens up.
Yeah, yeah. 16 feet wide. It was supposed to be 12 feet tall, but when they were framing it in, they messed up and framed it in for a 10-foot door and didn't want to redo it. So I just told them it's fine. We don't necessarily need a 12-foot door,
By
but
12 feet, you mean
16,
12 feet wide?
12 feet tall.
Oh, that's 10 feet right there.
hmm
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. And
high.
out front, we have a 30 by 10-foot cement pad out front to do like if we want to bring the equipment outdoors and do training out there. which is really nice for this time of year because you want to get used to being out in the sun and the heat since, two-thirds of the events or so are going to be outside.
Colton, do you ever experience like heat exhaustion or close to heat stroke or any heat issues when you're training there?
Yeah, like pretty much every day when I'm done with training, I'll have a pretty bad headache just from being outside in the heat all day. Yeah, it wears on you. It's like energy drain as well, but it prepares you for Madison. I think some guys show up and they're not ready for the heat. Like you see that every year. And for me, I'm kind of on the side because I don't have any air conditioning to train in, and like I'm working on the house. There's no AC. I'm working at the farm. There's no AC. So the hotter, the better for me. Hopefully, it's really hot.
Hey, do the dudes you work with wear cowboy hats?
No, you
Nobody?
get made
No.
fun of if you wore a cowboy hat
Oh,
around here.
really?
No.
Your dad doesn't even wear
Yeah,
one?
it's all like a baseball cap. No,
Oh
he wears like
man.
a John Deere baseball cap. You see a lot of that. Yeah.
Allegra, good morning. Good morning. Nothing but respect for the athletes like Mertens and Vellner that make it to the games year in, year out while maintaining a full-time job. Yeah, crazy. I don't think Colton does Colton drink LMNT or anything, salt or minerals. My husband works outside and started drinking this, and it's a game changer. You do the Swolverine stuff, right?
Yeah, but yeah, for anybody who doesn't take any kind of salt or electrolyte supplements, definitely something to look into, especially if you're outside at all or if you're sweating during your workouts. You'll probably notice a huge difference in your energy and how you feel afterwards. Hydration is not just like water. Hydration is it's a balance of water, potassium, sodium, magnesium, chloride, and calcium in your in your body. So finding a supplement, electrolyte supplement that has all those things, is going to help you out a lot, not just water.
Yeah, Allegra, or no, who said it? Lisa, I drink the intra stuff too. Especially on fasting days, I'll have some, and after every workout, I'll drink some. That it's like you get it from Swolverine. It's just a
Mhm.
scoop. I put it in the water. I like it, and it is a game changer for me, especially on my fasting days. It's crazy. Um,
Tastes really
so
good too.
how's your how's the body? How are you fired up? You ready to go? You ready to attack?
Yeah, body's starting to feel pretty good. I think last year I came into the games pretty overtrained, added in too much volume in my training leading up, and just didn't taper correctly. But I changed some things this year, and approaching it more like I did semifinals. And my body feels like it's really getting to that point where my strength is peaking, my fitness is peaking. All those things are starting to feel really good. And now we're kind of into the taper phase, so we're just like pulling back on volume a little bit more, making sure that any nagging injuries or things like that are that's now the main focus. Where usually like day-to-day training, if you have something that hurts, you just kind of work around it or work through it. But now the focus is not so much on increasing fitness, but just getting your body feeling good and ready to perform. Um, I've had a knee injury for a little while now. I don't really know what's going on with it, but was injured before eyes, and it's still um can be painful, a lot really painful at times, but it's definitely getting better. Inflammation feels like it's going down. So I haven't been able to do as much running in my prep as I usually do, but I'm still getting in quite a bit. Um, just been doing like a lot more swimming and biking, things like that. But yeah, like right before semis, I was having a really hard time even squatting below parallel. Um, but it's feeling a lot better now. So that makes a huge difference when you're doing like near max effort squat cleans and clean and jerks and things like that. So
Have
I
you
mean,
had it
it's
looked
feeling
at?
a lot better than it has been.
Have you
No,
had
I
it looked
don't
at?
really do doctors. Let's have to. No,
So no one's looked at it.
no,
What
I
is
probably,
what's
I probably
what's
won't.
Allison say? What's Allison say?
Um, not much about it really. I don't talk to her about it a whole lot. Um, I don't really talk to anybody about it a whole lot. Just kind of like something that you deal with, and I feel like bringing it up a lot makes it just kind of like makes it worse mentally if you're talking about it all the time and being negative about it. And I kind of have this theory where it's like I'm sure people with kids know, like if your kid, let's say they're running and they trip and fall, they might look up and look over at their parent. If the parent runs over, they might start crying, but if the parent's like, "Hey, you're fine, walk it off," and they just get up and go. Like the severity of how bad they're hurt is based on what the parent looks like.
Mm.
And I think that it's kind of a similar concept with your body. Like if you are just like, yeah, it's not really that bad. I'm not gonna dwell on it. Your body is kind of like, oh, yeah, it really ain't that bad, and you just keep on going on, and your body fixes itself for most things eventually. So I mean, it's getting better.
So your knee is like a little kid. Just, hey, shake it off, walk it off.
Hmm. Yeah,
Hey, do you feel
exactly.
the knee every day,
It'll keep getting
Colton?
better.
Do you feel it
Yeah.
every day?
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hmm.
We will
Yeah.
reconvene after. Justin D, behind the scenes pump for Colton to get some crazy screen time. Me too. Look at, he's out in the sun too. Wyatt,
Yeah.
Bigay,
Yeah.
sounds like Sevan is courting Swolverine. Hey, dude, I support anyone who supports the dudes that I support. 100%. I mean, I got the stuff
Wolverine's good stuff.
because of Colton. And who else is Swolverine? Is Gazan Swolverine? No, she's Toe Spacer. What is she?
Yeah, Alex is Suzanne. Yeah. He's Wolverine and Abby
Oh, yeah. Abby.
just
I had her
qualified
on the
for
show.
first games.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Abby the model, Alex Gazan the bench presser, and Colten Mertens.
Hmm.
Wolverine. And oh, sorry, and Sevan Matosian. I'll put my name on there too. So Wolverine. What are you going to show up at, Colton? How much will you weigh when you show up? And is the goal? What will happen to your body from Sunday to, or from Thursday to Sunday? What's the plan? Do you have a plan for it?
Of course, I've got a plan. I've always
Oh,
got a
good.
plan.
Good.
I'll show up like mid to low, like 180s. I've been about 5 pounds lighter than I usually am for the past, I don't know, 4 months or so. And I'll probably just maintain that up to the games. And then the goal when I'm there will be, I'll probably leave the games about the same that I weigh when I come in. I probably won't gain weight. I know Fraser has said in the past in his interviews he would make it a point to try and gain weight at the games to make sure he's not under eating. But I find if I do that, I'll feel really sluggish. So I like to generally, like when I'm training or working all day, I'll keep my meals a little bit lighter, then get my calories in at night. But I'll spread it out throughout the day. Get in quite a few liquid calories probably. But I'll probably leave it the same way they come in at. Just try and maintain. Don't want to overeat or undereat.
Yeah, I always, I mean, shit, I'm no games athlete, but I always thought that, hey, if you lose a couple pounds during the games, no problem. I mean, that's what you're doing. You're exerting. And everyone who finishes, no one finishes, the winner of every single marathon finishes dehydrated. Like no one finishes the marathon. There's never been a winner who finishes
Hmm.
and he's hydrated.
Yeah, it's just hard to replace that weight that you're losing through sweating as quickly as you're losing it in real time. So, I mean, it's really important when you're all done to get in your rehydration and your calories, your protein, your carbs. But yeah, I'd say if anybody's losing weight at the games, they're not losing necessarily like pounds of fat in 3 or 4 days. It's just they're not disciplined with their hydration, or they don't understand their hydration very well.
Tony Mertens, or Anthony, as some of you know him, his knee hurts because it's a weenie. Because it's a weenie or he's a weenie? Oh, because Colton's a weenie or his knee's a weenie? Hey,
My knees are weenie.
speaking of weenies, Colton, are you regretting the whole dog business now? Who's going to watch the dog? No, sorry, dogs.
I don't know. It'll be either my dad or my brother. We'll see. I'll tell them both just in case one of them forgets. But yeah, we just got their new pen built over here at the new house. So yeah, they're loving it out there, chasing birds and everything. But yeah, we have these huge like food containers, so they won't have to worry about food for the whole week we're gone. They'll just have to refill their water each day.
So this opening shot here this is a tractor,
Hmm. Yeah,
and
John Deere front load tractor. Hmm.
that's carrying a doghouse.
Yeah, the doghouse is huge. It's it weighs a lot. We have to move it with the tractor. Hmm.
Did you make that, or did you build, or did you buy that?
Yeah, my dad, Allie, and I made that at the farm.
And
My
and
dad's
when you
trying to
made
sneak
it,
up on me.
it's designed to move around, to like stick like the forklift in it and move it.
Yeah, so it's on some 4x6 pieces of wood. So you can just slide the forks in from the tractor underneath of it, and you have to wrap a strap around it, and then you can just pick it on up and move it.
And this black
Hmm.
spot right here, this is the entry.
Yeah, it gets way too heavy to like actually move. Yeah, that's their little dog door, and then on the side they got a we have a big door so we can get in there and like change their bedding. And we used to keep their food and water in there until I moved them over to the new place, but now they have a it's at an old horse barn, so we just keep their food and water in there. Yeah, that big green thing.
Yeah, they got a good ass life. That area is huge.
Hmm. Yeah, it's pretty big. There used to be an alfalfa field right there, so we're gonna get it all seeded down. Hopefully this fall, give them some nice grass growing.
Hey, is that your
Yeah, hear
dad?
that?
Yeah. What did he say? Bullshit.
Yeah.
Hey, you are you sensing some like parenting coming out? Like you're treating them like your kids and stuff, right? You and Allie, you're kind of it's called, I think it's called the nesting stage or something. Me and my wife did that for like 15
Yeah,
years. We
so
just had a dog, and it was absurd how we took care of it.
mhm. Yeah. Yeah, we try and take good care of them. We do breed them, but we don't raise them like we're breeders. You know, they're our pets, and we also kind of breed them is kind of how we look at it. So want to make sure they're taken care of as if they're pets. You know, they come inside and sleep in our bedroom every night, not in our bed, but they have a crate down below. And once we get the house built, we're looking at them. They have these kind of big, like dog crates. They're also like TV stands. I don't know if you've seen them. We're gonna
No.
get one of them. It's probably while they're sleep at night once we get the new house in. They're kind of
Hey,
cool.
be
They
careful.
don't really look like a dog crate, but
I think like one of the top reasons like kids die at home is because TVs fall on them. Flat screens fall on the kid, and now
yeah,
you're doing
they
a
could
combo
definitely.
Colten Mertens TV dog crate.
They could definitely get squished by it. They're little, but yeah, they'll be enclosed underneath of it, so they'll be protected when they're in there at least.
Hey, are you going to innovate? Are you going to get outside the dog space too, like dog accessories? Will there be a Colten Mertens TV stand dog crate? God, that's a good idea.
Um, I have talked to Vindicate a little bit actually about starting up some shirts eventually. Told him I talked to him more about after the games. But we're kind of looking at doing some Mertens Teeny Weeny shirts maybe. So we'll see. We got
Uh,
that kind of
Colton, that's not in a
cooking
t-shirt's
up,
not
but
innovating.
I know, but I only got so much time. I can't go out there producing furniture now.
Hey, how much is a dog? How much does it cost to buy a dog? Does Allie cry when you sell them?
No, but it's kind of it's kind of sad because you wait till at least 8 weeks old to sell them. So that's kind of when they're about 5 weeks old is when they start to really like walk around and move and like develop personalities. So it's kind of like they're just getting to where it feels like they're part of the like dog pack, and then they have to go out. But you sell them usually Dotson, depending on the time of year. You'll see them go anywhere from like 900, 1,000 to there's some that sell for 4,000. So it just
No
kind of
kid.
all around
What
there.
time of year does the price go up?
Yeah, we winter. Winter is in its highest. Summer is usually the lowest.
How come?
It's usually a pretty big difference too. Just um, like typically people are like a lot more active in the summer. They're out and vacationing and doing all kinds of things like that. So they don't want to bring in a new puppy and deal with that while they're doing all those kinds of things, going to the lake on the weekends or going on a vacation. But wintertime things like personally in people's lives slow down a lot, so that's when it's kind of more convenient for them to get a puppy.
Hey, that's the whole dog industry is
So
like that? I had no idea.
mm,
All dogs?
yeah, every dog will be yeah.
Shit. Okay, so buy your dog in the summer. God, he's cute.
Yeah, that
Does that
one
take
was
him with an
Boomer.
iPhone? iPhone?
hmm Yep. Yeah, that
Portrait
was
mode.
Boomer. He sold him. Yeah, sold him to a friend from Sierra Falls who we met at CrossFit Kilo a long time ago.
Dang, he's cute. Hey, have you ever
Yeah, he was cute.
kept any that you weren't supposed to keep?
I haven't, but my dad's done that for like I remember growing up. We've always had dogs, and every once in a while you'd have a litter of puppies or like my uncle would have dogs or whatever, things like that. And almost every time he's like, first he's like, yeah, we're not keeping any of these. I don't want any more dogs. And then he always gets attached to one, and we always end up keeping it.
So
We
your
had like
dad's
six
kind of
dogs at one
soft?
point.
He's soft?
When it comes to puppies, yeah, he loves puppies.
Is that why so is your gym built on his property?
It used to be his property, yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
so
just
he
like
is soft.
maybe an eighth of a
He let
mile.
you take over his property. He is soft.
He wants me to stick around,
Smart dad.
take care of her pigs.
Justin V, I like this. Matosian, like for toe spacers. Matosian. Where are my toe spacers? Oh, they're on.
You have toe spacers?
Oh, dude, I love these things.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
got
I love
some
these things.
work boots. I got some work boots that are like they're really wide and flat. It's supposed to be good for your toes. And it's crazy the difference. Like if you wear those all day and then put on like a different normal shoe, you can tell how like cramped your toes feel. Yeah, I was thinking about getting my management team to reach out to toe spacers after the games. I think that'd be cool to work with them.
Oh, dude, they're
I have a
awesome.
list that I want to reach out to.
Say it again.
I have a list of companies I want to get reached out to after the games. So hopefully we can get the training full time.
Like the products that you're interested in.
Got a plan. Yeah, the products, the companies, different like genres within the fitness space that I don't have sponsors for currently. Different things like that.
Hey, that's why the Nano 2 ruined all of their shoes for me, because I started wearing the Nano 2. It has so much room for the front of your foot. And then I switched to other shoes and my toes feel just like, I don't understand how there should ever, the Nano 2 is shaped like it gets wider as it goes to the front. But all other shoes, like if you look at the Nike Metcon, it goes narrower as it goes to the front, like a rock climbing shoe. And I don't understand the point of that.
I think it's just consumer demand. For a long time, people felt like they had a snug fit, like especially for fitness and running. That's how I was for a long time too. Like I felt like I wanted my shoes to be tight and not like didn't want my feet to my shoes.
Right.
But now I'm definitely kind of the opposite. Like I want that more space. Like the tier lifters have a lot of they're like that. They have a big toe box. So you have plenty of room.
Heather,
Yeah, but I think that just came from just consumer demand, and now it's changing.
Oh, good. There's still so many people out there with little pinner feet. Heather Cahy, I couldn't sell any. I would have a house full of weenies.
Yeah, they're cute.
Do you always have a pup for sale, or do people have to wait?
So right now we don't have any litters. We're looking at having our next litter sometime this winter. It just kind of depends on when this come in heat. And yeah, just they have to wait for the dogs to come in heat, and then once they get pregnant, it's 2 months until they have the puppies, and then 2 months until you can sell them. So once they come in heat, it's a 4 month process. So we're like 4 months out at least from having any litters available for sale, or at
How
least until
many?
they can go to their new home.
So you determine that? You don't just look out, like when this show's over, you won't look out one of those windows and be like, "Oh my God, they're fucking. Those two are boning. We got, oh yes." And then like, and do you reward them when they're boning so that you encourage boning? Do you know what I mean? Like if your dog's barking, you throw it a treat, you're like, "Good boy."
Yeah.
If you see them boning, do you reward them?
No, because actually we've been trying to keep them from doing that this last heat cycle, because we wanted our, like, you can breed them when they're like a year old or even younger. Like physically they can do it, and they will do it if you let them. We wanted some of our females to get a little bit older and more mature before they had their first litter. So we were trying to separate them, and we also were waiting to get our DNA testing done for all the dogs. So we took swabs of their saliva and sent it in to Embark, and they run a huge DNA test on them to test for a bunch of genetic markers to determine if they're going to be passing on any significant health risks to their puppies. And those results all came back clear. So we were kind of waiting for the dogs to mature and to get the results back before we had any more litters yet. But hopefully this winter we'll have some puppies ready.
How many women do you have? Female
We
dogs.
got we got four. We got Mabel, Millie, Martha, and Margot.
And they all will have puppies. They're the puppy ones.
Hmm.
And then
Yeah,
how
hopefully.
many? Say it again.
Yeah, hopefully. One of them that we got was like a really, really small runt when we got her, so we're not sure how well she'll do if she has puppies, but we'll see.
Hey, is
So
that
she
good?
might end
Because
up just
people
being a
want really
pet.
small weenies. Like you want to like breed two runts so you can get like a really tiny weenie.
Yeah, people do like that. It's just sometimes when they're a runt, it seems like she might have had some problems developing when she was a small puppy before we got her. Sometimes that can cause issues with their fertility. So she might end up just being a pet, but hopefully we can breed her at some point. We'll see.
Dude, I had this girlfriend, not for very long, for like maybe like 3 weeks. I really liked her in I don't know, I want to say I was 19 or 20, and she was a little over 6 feet tall.
Really?
And she told me she liked me because I reminded her of one of those little tiny jam jars.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I bet you
Three
she's probably gonna buy one of your dogs someday.
3 weeks? That just seems like a weird
Too
amount of
short.
time to date for someone.
I think
Yeah.
she got over the novelty. I think I was a novelty
No.
you know what I mean? Like
Mm,
a novelty boyfriend.
I
Sucked.
see.
Yeah, she broke my heart. I was just a little jam jar to her. Zoe Harwood. Whenever I see comments like this, I always laugh because I always imagine the person typing this out. Dick Butter, can you get a dick spacer? She thought she was so clever. What? Let's see if did he respond? Did Dick Butter respond? No. Jeez. Oh, look at Dick Butter does have a question for you. Colton, did any of the dogs have serial killers in their lineage? Jeez.
Um, so you mean like, are they from like Mongolia and like a Genghis Khan ancestry?
I
Like I
guess.
think Otis,
Is
like
that
we
really where they're
can
from?
some of them you can see on the DNA test it'll show you like their mother's lineage and their father's lineage and where they think it originated from. I think our male, I don't remember if it's his mother or his father, was their lineage goes back to Asia, so maybe.
Wow. Uh, so that breed's been around forever. The little weenie one.
Yeah, they originated in Germany. Dotson, the German word, it means badger hound. So they bred them to hunt badgers. That's why they're long and have really short legs, so they can get into the burrows and chase out badgers.
No shit. Are they tough like that?
Mm.
Are they still tough like that or no?
Not really.
No.
Um, I don't know. They act like they are, but pretty much the only hunting they do here is we'll catch crickets and moths and things like that.
Crickets,
Hmm.
moths. They killed
Otis loves
Jimmy.
chasing crickets.
They killed Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah.
Well, do you when you have four females, and then does that mean you always have to have four males, or can one dude do it all?
Nope, one dude can do it all. Otis, he's our stud. He gets it all done. So he's living the life right now. He gets four ladies. He's got his big dog house, and he's a special little guy.
Does he
He's
get special?
actually, yeah, you definitely get special treatment, especially from Allie. She like she likes him a lot. But he's actually, so in Dachshunds, they are able to carry the Merle gene, which is the gene that it's a gene for the pattern of coat that they have. You'll see like Australian Shepherds, that kind of look is from the Merle gene. So like all of our puppies they carried the Merle gene as well, and that's because of Otis. So like typically you see a wiener dog and they're black and tan or chocolate and tan or something like that. But Otis is actually a carrier. He has both of the dominant Merle genes, so every puppy that he has will always carry that. And actually, the people we got him from are probably a little bit unethical or just uneducated about their dogs. Because if you breed, yeah, that's it. If you breed two dogs together that have the Merle gene, and one of their puppies gets both of the Merle genes, like Otis has, more often than not, the dog ends up with birth defects or blindness or death or something like that, and ends up having to be put down. But Otis ended up having both the genes and being healthy. So.
Wow. Oh, look at this one, man. There's some amazing looking wiener dogs.
Hmm. Yeah, they call it Daplin in wiener dogs, but it's a Merle gene.
Danes have that too, right? I've seen like Merle Great Danes.
Hmm. Yeah,
Do
it's
you know a
a
shitload more
little
about
rare.
dogs now than you did a year ago?
Yeah, I did a lot of research before we ever got any dogs because I wanted to. It's like my plan going into it was like I knew about this Merle gene. And I knew that you didn't want to breed two dogs together that had the Merle gene, so I knew that I wanted Merle puppies because they're really cute. So we got Otis because obviously he has that Merle gene, that dapple coloring. And we thought that maybe he had both the Merle genes because of his like white chest and just the way the pattern is very um, like usually dogs that have that particular coloring have both the Merle genes, and he ends up getting back on the DNA test. He does have both of them. So we wanted a male with Merle genes and all the females to be solid colors. So we have a short hair black and tan, long hair black and tan, short hair chocolate and tan, long hair chocolate and tan. So we've got like one kind of each of the main base colors and hair lengths. And so then we can breed Otis to them and get Merle puppies, but not have any risk of having any double Merle puppies and having genetic health risk with that.
And what's ideal? Like in October, you're like, all right, Otis, get them. And they October's like boning month, and they have the babies October, November, like December, and then January, February they
Yeah,
go to market.
yeah, that'd be ideal. So we're hoping that the next cycle that they come in heat, we'll be able to get them pregnant and have some puppies this winter. Because usually it can kind of vary for breed how often they come into heat. Smaller dogs generally come into heat more often than big dogs. They usually will come in. They can go in like 4 to 6 times a year, but typically it's like 4 times a year, so every 3 months. So we're hoping it should be the next month or two, they'll come up in heat again. It's like yeah, you have to heat check them to kind of keep track of their cycles and things like that. And it's like one of our dogs already had puppies, so we keep a close eye on her. So the next time she comes in heat, we're gonna keep her away from Otis so she won't have puppies again. Because we want to give them at least a year off between litters to just help with their longevity and their overall health.
No shit.
Hmm.
You think eventually you're gonna have 8 then? 8 girls?
We'll probably get some more. Yeah, I want to get a cream-colored, long-haired female. They look like little golden retrievers, basically, like a
Yeah.
midget golden retriever, and they're really cute. And I think that a female with that coat pattern and Otis would have some really cute puppies.
Hey, you're on your phone right now?
Hmm.
Will you ever have a computer in there in your like an iMac like on a table there so you could punch shit up?
Yeah, I'd like to eventually. We're actually thinking about just using our laptop and getting like a monitor to hook up
Yeah.
to it
Yeah. Yeah.
and
That's
getting
cool.
a keyboard. That's
Yeah,
kind of
that's
what
cool.
the long-term plan is.
Jedediah Snelson, I relate to weenies and corgis. Legs are not our greatest strength, but we still get crap done. Huh. God, a
Hmm.
corgi's such a weird dog.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's why Jacob Hebner has one.
yeah, it's perfect. I can't remember if we talked about this before, but I walked in. I'll never forget this. I was probably I 20 years old, and I walked into someone's house at a party in Isla Vista, California, and they had this poster on the wall, and it was all of like these historic dates. And one of them it said 1977, the first time a Dachshund and Great Dane bred together. And I was
Oh,
thinking
really?
about that. And the Dane couldn't get if a Dane got a Dachshund pregnant, it would kill the Dachshund, right?
Yeah,
Because the baby
typically,
would grow so big, it would just burst the girl.
yeah, so my brother, he knows a lot more about breeding dogs than I do. He got into breeding dogs, like when he was still in high school, actually. He worked for a guy who bred dogs, and so like I learned a lot of this stuff from him. But basically, like if you're gonna do something like that, the smaller dog has to be the male, and the larger dog will be the female. And they're definitely not gonna do it by themselves. So what you actually have to do, and you have to do this for a lot of different breeds. And sometimes just when dogs are not good at breeding by themselves, you have to get like a little sandwich baggie and a rubber glove, and you have to um, you have to jack off the male dog. You put it in the sandwich baggie, then you pull it out with a syringe, and then you can either take it to the vet, and they will actually put the dog under, open them up, and put it right into the uterus, or you have to get a straw and straw breed them.
I don't want to do this, but I'm a businessman.
You gotta do what you gotta do. That's how like anybody who has a dog like a French bulldog
Yeah.
or something like that, that's how their puppies got there. They don't breed well on their own.
Really? Those dogs don't.
Mhm.
Oh God, those dogs. I'm
They're
not a fan
they're
of
too
those
like
dogs at
they're
all.
too top heavy and their legs are too short and they
Oh,
can't
what
get the
they're
balance
such.
up there.
Oh God. And I don't like any of those dogs with the fucked up face, the underbite. I don't like the boxer, any of the bulldog weirdos. I don't like it's like, dude, is your dog just on meth always? Your dog's giving me anxiety.
My dad's got a American bulldog he got from a breeder around here that it's like they couldn't sell him to the pet store because he had a herniated belly button. It's like there's nothing
Oh,
wrong with
that's
the
an
dog.
okay dog. That one's okay.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
basically a pit
so
bull, right?
yeah, yeah, so he got it
Yeah,
for
that's
free because they couldn't get it to a pet store. Mhm.
yeah, I'm okay with that one. I'm talking about like, you know which ones I'm talking about? The
Yeah, like
bulldog.
an English bulldog.
Yeah.
Look up an English bulldog.
Or French, those French bulldogs
Yeah,
that are so cute. I
or a
apologize
pug.
to all French
Hmm.
bulldogs. Oh, pugs. Oh, stupid. I almost think it's abusive. Hey, but look at this. You could have a 50-pound dachshund if you bred it with a Great Dane. Does this go to image? Look at these images. Whoa. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's wild looking.
Yeah.
Hmm. Allie wants to get a really big dog, but I'm like, that one big dog is gonna eat more food, poop bigger poops, and shed more than all of our 5 wiener dogs combined.
The peen is crazy on really big dogs. They'll just hose down a side yard and it'll be crazy.
Mhm.
It's crazy. Wow, look at this one, Chihuahua Great Dane. That's nuts.
Hmm. Yeah, it's wild.
What kind of big dog? Oh, is that a Merrill Great Dane right there? Can you see that?
Yeah, that's Merle pattern. Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
Hmm.
Hey, what kind of dog does she want of the big ones?
She would like something probably. She really likes Vizslas.
Oh,
They're a hunting dog. You know Vizslas?
yeah, but I think that they get they're speaking about breeding problems. They got some issues, right? That sucker's been overbred, I hear.
Yeah, a lot of kind of hunting dogs tend to be because there's it's like once they find like a good bloodline, they want to inbreed it a lot to keep that same bloodline, so they have problems down the road. But yeah, she likes Vislas. She kind of grew up with them. Her dad does a lot of hunting and pheasant hunting, so they have Vislas for that. But she wants to get one for here, but it's like um, I don't do a lot of pheasant hunting or really anything besides working and training. And like we'd have to fence in a lot of area for a dog like that around here because they need a lot of area to run around in. So that'd be kind of difficult to do that.
Can't you just get some cool dog that just chases behind the tractor?
Yeah,
Like
the
like a
bull.
lab or something?
Yeah, probably could do that. My dad, or my grandpa had an American Bulldog a long time ago. He used to chase the tractor through the fields, actually. He used to do that all day.
Yeah, that seems like a good life. Hunting dogs are cool. All those short hair dogs are cool. The pointers, they're
Yeah.
all cool.
We just have a bunch of timber behind our house, so we won't want them to get loose back there and get lost or get in trouble or something like that would be the main problem.
Gabe from Paper Street Coffee. Cheers. Nice to see you in the chat as always. Pick up your CEO blend today. Hey, this is gonna have to come inside. My wife told me we're running low on coffee, so this will be one of the last times you see my demo bag. Use code word Sevan, get free shipping, and a special note for your mom. I have a Frenchie. I feel so attacked. You should,
You gotta get a wiener dog to balance it out.
dude. Wiener dogs
You
are
need
so
the short
cool.
snout with the long snout, then you're good to go.
Hey, the only shitty thing about the wiener dog that I've ever heard is like as they get older, like you got to like build like a ramp up to your couch and stuff. Like they can't jump off the couch anymore, and like they start having like back problems.
Yeah, 100%. Even stairs can be a problem. Even when they're younger, just to keep their disc healthy, you should. There's a lot of companies that make these little ramps. Yeah, just so they can walk up to your couch or whatever, or up your stairs or anything like that. Because yeah, like you definitely don't want them to be like jumping off of your couch or anything like that. That's kind of the big thing. Because eventually they're gonna hurt their back probably or
Or
develop
jumping in and out of your
some
car,
disc
even like your
issues.
car, right?
Yeah, you definitely don't want them jumping down or onto high places at all.
Pulling for Colton, kilo trained. Hashtag kilo trained. What's kilo trained? That's the training you do?
Yep, that's the training program that I've been on since I started.
What's the guy's name again?
So Luke Schaefer runs Kilo Train now. It was started by Armin McCormick way back in the day. Armin was an individual athlete in 2011 and a team athlete for several years after that. Back before, like 2018 was the last year that like Kilo trained. I guess the original Kilo trained was like putting together teams, but they like pretty much always had a team at the games almost every year, and were always homegrown. Like never recruited anybody. Like everybody was on that was on the team. Like started CrossFit at CrossFit Kilo, and now the team that you see now is CrossFit Kilo 2 out of Iowa City. So this is their second year going to the games, same group.
Final question for you. Have you had to give one of your dogs a handy?
No, I have not done that with Otis yet. Hopefully I don't have to. I've helped my brother do it with his dogs before though.
When you say you've helped your brother, you hold the dog,
Yeah, like
or you do the part with the rubber glove?
no, that was him. I just kind of helped, like sat next to the dog and would pet it so I wouldn't
You're the
run around
foreplay
and get
king of
excited.
foreplay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
My goodness. Hey, dude, I'm pumped to see you. Less than a week, our paths shall cross.
I'm excited. This will be the first time we've ever seen each other in person. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be cool. It's gonna be fun.
So we'll find out if you're actually taller than me.
Oh, that's gonna be yes. Content. That's gonna be a good Instagram post.
I'm gonna wear my lifters everywhere around so I get an extra half inch.
Me too. I'm gonna put something in my shoe. Okay, final question. Sorry, Tanya Bowers. What is Colten reading now? Last one. This is a good one. People love this stuff.
I'm reading a book about basically I don't know if you call it a biography, but it's about a lot of the Stoics, like Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and just a lot of the more I guess, unheard ones. Just kind of like a brief biography kind of all of them and their lives. And then we're going to get into some other literature surrounding them, kind of some more in-depth stuff. But this is like a overview, I suppose.
Did you pick that to pump you up for the games?
I think it's probably one of the best things to learn about if you are an athlete, I think, honestly, because there's so many things that you want to be able to control, but you cannot control. Like injuries happen, illnesses happen. You can't control what your competitors are doing or how fit they're getting. You can't control what workouts come out, anything like that. You can only focus on, what you can do in the gym, what you can do in the kitchen, your sleep, all that stuff. So it's really good for helping with mindset, things like that. So that's kind of why I started getting into it, and it's helped a lot. And it's interesting kind of learning about those people's lives and how they, the events in their lives that led to them having that kind of philosophy.
You demand. See you soon, brother. Thank you, Colten.
Thanks, Sevan. See ya.
All right, take care. Colten Mertens. Now I'm going to show you guys something crazy. You guys ready to see something crazy? There he is in all his glory, Jack Farlow. But that's not what's crazy. Imagine writing on your Instagram post, smooth 400. Now just kind of get your head wrapped around this. I can't even believe this. This is nuts. Wow, dude. That is crazy. Hey, so hi.
Hello.
Thanks for doing this. I know it's go time, so I appreciate you talking to us, Jack. Jack Farlow, second time on the show. Jack, how do you what can you tell me the morning that is this in the morning? Can you tell me what leads up to this? Like, hey, today I'm gonna jerk 400 pounds.
Not waking up that morning. I actually think I forget exactly, but I think we had done a pretty gnarly like run or swim workout. I think like hour and a half of I believe it was a swim workout beforehand, and I was pretty gassed. But we went to the gym that afternoon, and a big part of it is how much I have to do that day. If it's like a big session, it's not really worth it to spend the extra 30 minutes to try to do something crazy. But we had like really good primers in before that lift. So I knew if there was ever a time to do a big split jerk, put some confidence in that lift, that was the day. So, yeah.
Sorry, go back saying, so were you doing jerks anyway that day?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And in the programming was to build to a heavy too. Like I wouldn't have just done that after sets, even if it felt good.
And bear with me, when you say to a heavy too, you mean up, re-rack on the shoulders, and then back up again?
No, to like TOO as well.
Oh, okay. Also,
yeah,
okay,
yeah, exactly.
And then, sorry, I'm new to CrossFit. And so, who's there with you when you do this, and how long does it take to get to this?
I think right there, probably just Emma in the gym recording, and we actually had some heavy sets beforehand. I think some triples, some doubles, up to one single at a like predetermined weight, and then I think our coach just said, if you feel good, keep building to a heavy single, and that's what I did.
Is this a PR?
Yes, I've done 390 before, but after I did 390, I didn't even try for any more, even though it felt good, and I didn't try for any more after this. I usually like to finish sessions on a good lift, so not risking anything crazy.
Let me ask you some other naive questions. When like after you do like some heavy deads, you kind of get like I don't know what you guys call it. What's the word you guys use? I call it like neurological shit breakdown, but you guys call it CNS or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And like if you try to write your name, like your hands, like you don't realize it until you try to do it, and then you try to write your name and your fingers aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. Do you get that from this too? If you put 400 over your head, is the whole body like Like, you know what I mean? Does something happen?
No, not for a jerk, for me at least. I think you have to have some level of like crazy adrenaline if you're even going to attempt to hit a new PR at this point, and that kind of takes a couple minutes to settle down. So you're a bit jittery, but I think I was just not CNS related for me.
Paper Street Coffee, $4.99. Well, thank you, Eaton Beaver. Pool Boy, because Jack is such a good dude. Oh, thank you. I mean, he thanks you. Hey, so when you say you have to get your adrenaline fired up, Jack, what do you do? So, do you tell yourself like stories like, "Hey, if I don't get this, a bear is gonna eat my mom," and so like do you make up some sort of narrative, like reason you have to do it?
I think at this point, PRs don't come as often as they once did, and they're at the end of the day, PRs are just super fun. So for me at least, I think it's just like the idea of hitting a new max, especially like a milestone number like that, like 400, 300 snatch, clean and jerk 400, like those kind of things. Those are like, I think having those under my belt is what gets me fired up, and that's my opportunity to do it going into that lift.
So just the thought of getting a PR gets you jacked up.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I do stupid stuff. Like I'll be on the assault bike and I'm like, if you can keep this at 70 RPMs, no, I mean, 100 RPMs, wink, wink, for the next 2 minutes, you'll win $1 million. Like I just make up just nonsense. You don't do any of that nonsense?
Yeah.
No. Oh.
No, I think just the PR. And I think the same thing goes for like some fitness testing too. Like I was doing a 1 mile progression the past couple of weeks or a couple months even, and like on those retest days, like having a couple milestones kind of in the back of your head, that's what makes you want to run faster for me.
Are you in like your little sister's room right now? Is that like a 6-year-old girl's room? What are those pictures on the wall?
Very close. My niece drew these for me, so I hung them up in my room. But she is a 6-year-old, yeah. So very close. Yeah.
Yes, look at, I was trying to make fun of you and it backfired. Your niece made them for you. God, you're such a wholesome dude. In case anyone forgets, how old are you, Jack?
21.
This is Jack. This is at 20, right?
Yeah, 20.
Yeah, in case anyone forgets, this is nuts. 347 pounds, just tossing it around. And
that
Jack,
was
go ahead.
This is kind of my saving grace for that weekend. Like super big highlight, but kind of surrounded. Wasn't too happy with that weekend overall.
So this is your first year at the games?
Yeah, other than the teenage division, if you count that.
Yeah, okay, we'll count that. Yeah, we count that. And honestly, between me and you and 391 people listening, did you think you were going to make the games this year? Doesn't it seem still a little too soon?
Yeah. So I guess last year, going into that weekend last year, I wouldn't have been happy unless I was top 5 making the games. But when I didn't make the games, like I was sitting watching the final event at the CrossFit Games with James Sprague actually, and
good dude.
Oh, very very good dude. And he missed by 1 spot, 1 point. And so in his mind, like he should be out there right now. And I didn't have that in my mind at all. Like I honestly just believed after like my weekend that like I just wasn't ready yet. Like I'm not good enough yet. And I was kind of like found peace with that. Like I just have to work hard another year. But going into this year, I really, really thought I could make it, but I had I could not imagine myself making it. Like I could not imagine them saying my name after the last event to make the games. But at the same time, I knew I could. So it was kind of a weird contradiction in that sense.
Yeah, I get it. You articulated that well. You were kind of like, I know I'm good enough. I just still can't imagine it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. So that means that when they called your name, you were stoked. It was like you opened your Christmas present at Christmas and your parents got you the exact game system you wanted.
Exactly. Yeah. I watch like a lot of old CrossFit events still. Like, just if I'm bored, I'll maybe throw something on. And I watched I think it was 2016 when I think Saxon made it for the first time. And I'm watching this before semifinals, and he like broke down in tears. And I thought, oh man, I'm gonna do that exact same thing. Like, I got emotional watching him do that. But when the time came, I think it's because I was relatively safe going into the last event. It wasn't like a shock that I made it at that point. I didn't get flooded by emotions, but I was definitely pretty happy.
So when event 7 finishes, you're in.
97% sure.
Let's see, event
Because
event.
because I knew James and Spencer's time and Austin's time, because they were in the heat before me, and I knew it was like in like the 420 range, and that's also where I finished. So there was a chance that all three of them beat me, and I mean, I knew I had a big lead on them, but or a relatively big lead for one event left. And so I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm good. But it was also a bit unsettling that they were all beat me or were close in time. So, yeah.
What's the plan going into event 7? It was interesting. James Sprague said yesterday that he played it safer than he wanted to. And I said, well, what would you have done if you didn't play it safe? He said he would have gone harder on the Echo bike. And then Brian Friend was on the show and he goes, well, Roman tried that and it backfired on him.
Yeah.
What was your plan for the
I mean, if you're gonna hold on unbroken on the tote bar and carry the bag at relatively the same speed, that's kind of the only place to do it. So if you're in a position that you have to risk blowing up, then that's what I would have done too, bike faster right from the get-go. But yeah, I honestly think I maximized my performance in that last event. But if I knew my best wasn't going to be good enough, I would have just hoped that I could hang on to a faster bike speed.
For those of you who don't know, it was Echo bike, toes to bar, and then the bag, and then 3 rounds. And that's a sprint, right, Jack? Is that a sprint event?
Not all out, no. I think you'll fall apart if you do. Yeah.
Okay. What would you call that? Is there something you say about it? Like it's a 85% exertion or
Yeah, just how much power you can output for like a couple minutes, not 30 seconds or a minute. So yeah, a bit different.
In the 200-pound bag, when you pick that up for the first time, does it feel heavy, or are you just out of your mind at that point? You're just
No, the worst part of those bags isn't the weight; it's how it pushes into your stomach. So like you could have a 300-pound bag that's slender and a bit flimsy, and that's way easier to hold on to than maybe not easier, but not 1.5 times as hard as a 200 that's dense. Yeah. So those ones were dense. Yeah. So
they were dense.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Did you ever almost drop it?
No.
Like from getting a bad purchase on it? No.
No, that never crossed my mind.
Yeah. I guess that initial grab is really important. You want to get it up and grab it, and you don't want to have to readjust. You want to pick it up and be able to go, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, some people have it so low. Where do you like it? Low or high?
I feel like I'm on the lower side of things. It's easier to get into that position, but it's probably a bit harder to carry when it's a bit lower. If it's up high, you can really like lean back. Yeah.
I was thinking you could move faster if it's lower, but it always looks like it could slip and fall. Like it looks like it's hard. It looks uncomfortable.
Yeah, you take an extra second to get going, but it might be worth it. I'm not sure.
Did you last year? So you train with Emma Lawson. Do you train with her every day?
Now, yes, but I do 50% of my training during the year with her.
Do you guys live in the same town?
She's like half an hour away driving, but we go to the same gym. But she has a garage gym that she would usually work out at for like our first session, and I'd work out first thing in the morning at the gym, and then usually our afternoon session would be together.
And after she made it, did you feel did you have any a pity party for yourself at all? I mean, I want to be very clear. You should not have. You're so young. You're killing it. But I'm just wondering, by no means am I projecting that onto you, but did you have any like, oh shit, my training partner made it? Any pity party?
Last year we're talking?
Yeah.
No, I don't think any of it. I definitely had a bit of a pity party, but I don't think it was because anything to do with her making it. I guess the one thing is, like, I know I've done just as much working out as her in the last year, and yet we saw wildly different results. But that's not a result of the past year. That's a result of the work she's done for like 5-6 years, and I'm still trying to kind of catch up with that.
Oh, interesting. Wow. I thought you were going to say it's genetic. So so she's been training longer for you in this discipline of CrossFit. And so
Yeah.
she's ahead of you in I guess the way I'm picturing it is in your early years of CrossFit, you make the biggest gains. And as you get closer and closer to your peak, you make smaller and smaller gains every year. So she's but either way, she's ahead of you in that training, in that cycle.
I would say I've been training at a games level for 2.5, almost 3 years now, and she's been doing that for 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how old is she?
18.
Okay. And then probably girls are probably 1 or 2 years ahead of boys anyway in development too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
How is your so how long have you been doing CrossFit? Sorry, I know you just said it, 3 years.
Well, no, I've been doing CrossFit for, I think I did the Open in 2015 or 16, but there's a difference between doing CrossFit and training to make the games. So yeah.
And how long have you been doing that?
I'd say seriously, just under 3 years, training to make the games.
And do you see yourself compared to like some of the older, like, do you see yourself like literally changing like week to week, month to month since you're so young? Do you see the adaptations like, holy shit, what is going on?
I don't think I do personally, but others do, and they tell me about it, which is kind of nice to hear. But I think, like, for me, I feel the same every day. But like, especially my sister was telling me, like, since I've started games training, like, I'm looking solid and strong, and she actually did. My sister did every running workout with me for all of games training, so she kind of got to see my improvements firsthand.
And like aunts and uncles that have, like, there must be some people who haven't seen you like in 2 or 3 years and see you and just like don't even recognize you.
Yeah. I haven't seen anyone this summer that would be along those lines, but every time there's like a family reunion, yeah, you're definitely shocking some people.
Okay, here we go. We've been too nice to Jack. Let's get him. Here we go. Here's a comment. Is Jack part giraffe? Why is his neck so long?
I've never heard that one before. So,
Jack, do not leave this show with an insecurity. Do not let these assholes get to you.
No, I got other things to worry about.
Okay, good. Part giraffe, you dickhead. It's because he's strong, because he works out. How tall is Jack Farlow?
Just over 6'1".
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
hey, tall. What is going on with CrossFit?
I don't know.
Where are all these big dudes coming from? You guys go back to find another sport. Get out of here. This is a sport for dudes who are 5'9". What are you guys doing? So many big dudes now.
Yeah, I think there are 4 or 5 people just out of the East that are 6+. So I don't know. I think being big is only an advantage if you can still move in some movements like someone who's small, like gymnastics mostly.
Yeah, by the way, you're not I mean, you're great proportioned. It's not like, you don't look like a behemoth. You still move like a little guy. I mean, look at you.
Yeah, I think I got some weird leg anatomy. But
some weird what?
Leg anatomy.
Really? Are your legs long or short?
I think my ankle to knee is long, but my knee to hip is pretty short.
Oh, ankle to knee. Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, you do got some long old calves. Look at you.
Yeah, and then I have like a super wide squat, I think, because of that.
Hey, Corey, that's more giraffe data. Long calves.
Yeah.
Yeah, you move so good. I can't believe you're 6'1". I mean, it's hard to tell how tall you are in that picture because there's nothing to compare you to. But man, you move good. Holy cow.
Yeah, something, especially during lifting, that's something I pride myself on, I would say.
First year at the games, any any things you think you're dealing with, jitters, fear, excitement, and any what's it like going there for the first time? I guess it's not your first time. You can,
I don't know. I feel like it kind of is. Like, I've been to Madison before, basically. I think the teenage division's a whole other ballgame. Like, I'm competing in front of my mom and dad and everyone else's mom and dad and maybe some grandparents and siblings in the teenage division.
right.
Like, obviously it's a bigger stage now. So up to this point, I've been nothing, like, I haven't felt anything other than excitement, which is something I couldn't say about any other competition I've done. I'm obviously going to get nervous when the time comes, but I've never actually felt excitement for something without the nerves at this point yet.
Wow. And why do you think that is? Are you proud of yourself? Do you think that's why? Like, hey, I did it. Go have fun.
I'm trying to find a balance between that feeling like I'm proud of myself, but still feeling like there's work left to do. I don't want to show up and bomb out every event. So yeah, I think it's a fine balance, but I also think it's just lack of pressure from other people. Like, no one's expecting me to be top 10, even top 20. So I feel like I can only impress, basically.
What this Olympic event that they've announced, this total.
Mm-hmm.
Are you tickled by that? Does that give you like
Yeah,
salivate a little bit?
At first, when I saw that it was only 2 attempts at each lift, I was a little bit bummed. Just it's just harder to hit your top numbers if you're going into the corral for 5-10 minutes and then you get 2 attempts. So I was a little bit bummed at that, but I thought about, like, I'll likely be in a scenario somewhere around the 20th spot at that point. So if I need to just go for it and like hit huge lifts, then that's what I'm going to go for. But I know for a fact I could play my cards so that I don't go down after that event. So if I'm inside the 20 cut, then I'll just do what I know I can do. If I'm outside, then I can really go for it. So it's kind of it plays in me being right around that 20th and me being a stronger athlete. It ends up being pretty good for me.
And that is somewhere you could go to make a name for yourself and get the crowd really worked up.
Yeah, Saturday night.
Yeah,
fair things happen. So
yeah. I mean, we still, any chance that you think it won't be a barbell? You think that there's any chance it'll be a dumbbells or some there's some twist to it that we don't know?
I don't think so. No.
No, you think it's just straight lifting?
Yeah, maybe I'm just hoping for that, but yeah, I think it'd be lame if it was. Maybe not lame, but I don't know. I just feel like people could hit big numbers on the snatch and clean jerk, and it'd be a little bit more improvised with a dumbbell.
What's the heaviest dumbbell you've ever snatched?
120, maybe.
And is that just because that's the heaviest dumbbell you've been around?
Yeah.
God, I would like to see you guys go out there and with a row of dumbbells and just see you guys get at it, but with more than 2 lifts. I'd like to see it just.
Yeah.
Just
well,
go.
if it was a ladder with a dumbbell, then you'd at least have time to build some confidence throughout. So
right.
Yeah, we'll see.
Anything that in the past you've historically been not happy to see that this year you're excited to take a shot at?
I mean, in the past, I've really not liked running. Well, actually, I enjoy running. It wasn't my forte at all. But not that I'm excited to see a 5K, but I'm much better off than I was even like 5 months ago. So,
are you running a lot?
I mean, 2 dedicated running sessions a week, and then usually in a workout as well.
And this guy here in the red, is this your running coach?
No. He coached me that day, but he's a former steeplechase Olympian, and he lives close by. We have a mutual connection, so he kind of just came out with us for the day.
What's that, steeplechase?
I forget the distance, but you're hopping over hurdles, and then like every other lap or something, there's the giant hurdle with the water on the other side.
Ah.
Yeah, it's pure running with some hurdles.
Hey, and what isn't that cheating what Emma's doing right there?
Drafting?
Yeah. What is Emma doing back there?
Especially on the bike, it's cheating. I would much rather be in front of someone dictating my own pace than feel like I have to keep up with someone. So I don't mind it, but I think some would say it's cheating. Yeah.
No doubt that Emma's world class. No doubt at all. What a incredible human. But any chance that in things like this, that since you are a man and men and women are different, that she slows you down?
No, never.
Never.
No.
You don't let that happen. You wouldn't pace off of her or reduce your capacity so that because she's there, just even if it's not consciously.
She beats me in most workouts. So when I
all right.
windy, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So when I said men or women are different, they're different, and the women are winning. All right, fine.
Yeah.
Thanks for ruining my story. And does this must make training great to have a training partner like this, just to someone that's like day in and day out?
Yeah, someone going through exactly. I mean, we've done pretty much all the same training leading up to the game. So, you're sore in a spot that you've never been sore there before, and then you ask the other person, and sure enough, they are too. So just like little things like that, they're going through the exact same things as you is nice.
Any dudes you train with? Like when you look over and you see James and Dallin training together, you're like, oh, I could use some of that, some dude training.
I mean, I do train with some friends at the gym occasionally, but they're not quite at that level of Dallin to James or James to Dallin. But I wouldn't want to, honestly. I don't think I would training with another elite male, just because it's constant comparison there. Like oftentimes when me and Emma are kind of competing in a workout, one of us will beat the other one by a lot, and then it's like, okay, well, the girl's dumbbell was relatively lighter, or the guy's sandbag was relatively lighter, things like that. Or a guy should always be better at calories on the machine if you have the same number, like things like that. It's almost an excuse, but it takes the edge off being beaten in training, which I think is a good thing, especially if it's going to happen day in and day out.
Kind of like so it's more like the Matt Fraser model, right? I mean, I'm trying to think, did he basically just trained with women?
Yeah, Katrin and then Tia.
And did he and does Emma like that too? Emma prefers that too. Does she have any female training partners?
No. And there are some very, very good people at the gym. We have the team going, the only Canadian team going to the games too, and no doubt, especially so the owner of our gym, Nick, he could beat me in a lot of workouts for sure. But and we do work out from time to time, but I think I prefer not having that constantly.
Hey Jack, there's only one Canadian team going to the games?
That's correct, yeah.
Is that normal?
No, I think like Pro One Montreal has been like a staple. And then there are a couple other gyms that have usually sent a team too, but this year only ours got there.
Yeah, what a trip.
Yeah.
Extra slop, better late than never. $5 for behind the scenes. Thank you. Remember, Sevi, if you have to hug an esta in Madison, fight for the double underhooks. What's an esta? Isn't that Spanish for a she? If you have to hug a she, esta. Okay, I'll fight for the double underhooks. Do you watch UFC, Jack?
No, only like a huge fight maybe.
Do you watch any sports?
I'm invested a little bit in hockey. I'm like big hockey fan. And then
do you kind of have to though, since you're Canadian? You kind of have to.
A little bit, but I actually do enjoy watching.
Okay.
But for the other sports like baseball and basketball, I'll just hop on a bandwagon if our team's good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about sports too. I don't even have time for a bandwagon anymore though. Does Emma watch any sports?
No, I don't. Not really. No.
No sports. What do you guys do? Do you guys do anything besides CrossFit? That's no judgment either. I don't think you should, but some people think maybe you should do some other shit.
Like together or individually?
Yeah, together or by yourself. Like, do you do pickleball or you're into what's that thing that Brian Friend does with the cards? Alakazoo. Oh yeah, maybe it's Settlers.
I don't
something.
know. Well, depending on the time of the year, most of my days, if it's not in the gym, it's filled with school. But I would say we get out. Usually on weekends we'll go to one of our friends from the gym's house and just hang out there, sauna and have dinner and stuff. So that's super fun. But I would say we do enough outside. Yeah.
Are you a bit of a homebody? Are you in a really tight loop? Pretty your OCD,
Yeah.
you're eat here, go here, sleep here.
Yeah. I hate sleeping anywhere outside of my house.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Wow. You're going to have some problems as you get older. I'm excited for you. Some good OCD shit. Yeah. You're going to bring up your own pillow or anything like that to Madison?
No, I don't think so. We're actually driving there in a friend's RV, and then he's driving up and taking it to stay in for the week. So I'll be able to move around in the car, lay down.
How long is the drive?
9 hours, but the flight isn't much. Yeah. The flights aren't much better. That's the issue.
Because it's not a direct.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Man. You're in school still? What are you doing in school?
I'm taking biomedical engineering, it's called. And so every other term I have a work term. So I'll go school work. And right now I'm in school, which is it's tough, especially at this time of year, but that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Bio what?
Biomedical engineering.
Wow. Hold on a second. I got to slap someone around in the comments here. Christine Young, liar. Sevan, you just told us you love to sleep alone in hotel rooms. Listen, if I'm going to sleep in a hotel room, I like to sleep alone. I like the whole diagonal thing. But if I don't have to go anywhere and I can just stay home with my pictures that my 6-year-old niece drew me, in my cozy little bed. How do you guys do beds in Canada? Do you guys do you have a comforter with a duvet on it and that's yours, or do you guys have a sheet and then a blanket and then how does your bed work? What do you have?
I just have comforter, duvet.
Yeah, comforter and duvet.
Yeah.
And then if you get hot, do you guys get hot in Canada or no? Never.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're pretty hot right now. Yeah.
And so when you get hot, do you hang your feet out the bottom?
I know. I like full coverage, but I'll get some fans on me.
No. Okay. Yeah. Putting your feet out the bottom was. I didn't do that when I was your age either. But as I got older, I learned to. Last night I slept with my feet out the bottom. That's why I asked. Wow. It was kind of weird. Yeah. But it immediately drops the temperature, but you still get the weight.
Right.
Because you like the weight of the duvet.
I like
right?
the weight. Yeah.
You're back in the womb. I'm here. Hey, do you have any pets or any responsibilities or besides school?
Well, I do have a dog, but I live with my parents, so they take care of it for the most part.
So it's almost a lie, not quite a lie, but almost a lie to say it's your dog.
Yeah, I think I'm the reason we got it, but yeah, I don't do much to take care of it.
It's kind of like I just realized this too. It's kind of like when I lived at home, I said, "Oh, there's my car," but it was always my parents' money that put gas in the car. So really, probably not my car.
Yeah, I got a car. I guess that's something I take care
of. Do you have a job?
No. I coach a little bit, not currently, but yeah, for the past couple of years, I've just been doing a couple hours of coaching a week.
Oh, you like it?
I do. I like the people, but I'm not sure coaching's my calling by any means.
Do they like you? Do people like you?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. What makes you think
Especially,
that? Is your class full?
for the most part, they're pretty good. And I usually do later classes in the day, which would usually be on the smaller side. But I really enjoy. We have a couple like teenage boys that come in, and I kind of see a bit of myself, a younger me in them. So I enjoy that part for sure.
Yeah, that's cool. Look at you, already
Yeah.
getting some feeling some seniorness. Yeah, that's cool. And do you bust on them?
I try to, they usually don't push. I think they usually wouldn't push the weights as much as I think they could. And they move pretty well. So I think that's kind of something I put on them is to kind of go for some bigger lifts. And I think that since they've started doing that, they've enjoyed it a lot. So.
Hey, Jack Farlow believes in us. Exactly. We don't want to let him down. Yeah, dude, you're awesome.
And even if I'm not coaching them, I'll usually, if I see them, I'll ask them what they hit yesterday on the back squat and things like that. So.
Oh, you are good. You are good.
I try to be.
Yeah, shit. It's almost like you care. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Daniel Garrity. Engineers have won 6 of the last 18 games championships.
Decent.
Yeah. Why are you going to school because you want to, or because like your parents are like, listen, if you're going to do this silly CrossFit stuff, we're going to support you. If you're going to live here at the house, then you're also going to have to go to school.
I think part of that's true, but I'm not sure that's the reason I'm doing it. I mean, like, I'm trying to think what I would be like if I didn't go to school. Like, it's not like I'm making a ton of money. I'm just working out. And then once a year I go to this big event. I don't know. Like I'm not sure I'd be too proud of myself at this point. Like if I was making tons of money from sponsors and winning the CrossFit Games, then I think it's a completely different story.
Are they in conflict, these schedules with each other, and the demands, the engineering and the high demands of the CrossFit training?
I don't think time's the main concern. I think it's just mental energy that makes it tough. In terms of like actual scheduling, I was supposed to have some exams during the games, and going into this term, I wasn't even sure if they would let me move them because they tend not to really care about sports unless it's for the school. But luckily I've kind of made friends with one of the directors, and she really helps me move things around. So I'm all clear on that end.
Yeah, that's cool. I like the way you're saying too. Like, do you remember switching from like you're in high school and you're doing 7 classes a day, and then you go to college and it's like people are taking like 3 classes a day, and you're like, you're like, this is like, what are they doing? I went straight to City College. That's like the college for like stoners, even though I wasn't a stoner. And I stayed on the high school plan. I finished City College in a year and a half. Like, just like, like what are these jackasses doing? I don't stay in school all day.
I have a pretty full course load right now. I think I have 5 courses and 2 labs, so it's pretty full. But you don't have any options to reduce that at all in the program I'm in. So I probably would do that, to be honest, but it's not an option. So
will you be done in 4 years?
I'll be done in, I think, 2 years.
Oh no, so sorry. In totality, will you spend 4 years in college?
Yeah, it's just under a 5-year program.
Oh, nice. Wow.
Yeah,
dude, you're gonna be so happy when you finish that. Wow.
Yeah. And this is actually my last summer term of school in school. All the rest will be on a co-op term, but I've also already almost completed the number of co-op terms you need, so I'll be able to take summers off if I wanted to.
Is Emma in school too?
No.
Hey, next time she's like doing like a big lift, like going for a PR on the jerk, like right as she unracks, be like, I'm in college. I go to college. I'm in college. Yeah.
And then she'll cough that she's a top 10 games athlete.
Yeah. I hate that part. Oh my goodness. First the giraffe and now this. Sean Lenderman. As a licensed electrician, I can assure you that engineers are completely useless.
One time I was working a summer job like 3 or 4 years ago.
Hey, Jack, that's why you guys make the most money, more than the electrician, because you guys are useless. Go on. Sorry. Exactly, summer job. Go on.
I was working a summer job at a car factory, and there was this guy, one of the stations I had to work at, and you just take one look at this guy and know he's not the sharpest knife in the drawer. And he absolutely lectured me on how dumb engineers are because I told him I was going into engineering, and I just had to nod and smile for a couple minutes, and then actually the guy next to me was like, "Don't listen to that guy," but it was pretty funny.
What do you end up doing? Sorry for my naiveness, but what do you end up doing when I hear a biomedical engineer? I kind of like think of someone who's like invents or reworks biomedical equipment, so like everything to reinventing tubing to redesigning the dialysis machine to just stuff like that.
I don't think you're too far off in terms of what the like kind of like what most people would do in that field, but I think like prosthetic limbs, designing those types of things, and valves in the heart and anything basically.
Yeah, I like your choices better. Those are cool examples. Valves in the heart.
I mean, but that's not necessarily what I would like to do. And I'm not even really sure what I'd like to do, but I don't think I'd want to work in a hospital setting at all.
Sean Lenderman. Oh shit! Wow, he's on fire today. Oh shit! I didn't hear the biomedical part. He's going to be making the next vaccine for Pfizer. It would be. Do you have any other interest too? Like it seems like with that kind of knowledge, like it would be cool to get into like zoology and like see what I don't know if that's the right word, but find out what's going on in the animal kingdom and then try to replicate that with some of your bioengineering mindset. Like the simplest one to bring up is like spider webs. Like that's the strongest material known to man, and then like trying to replicate it, and that shit sounds awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure I want to do anything even research wise either. I don't know. I think like a technology company, like I use like a lot of, I don't know, heart rate and things like that, and those kind of trackers. And I mean, I don't really know what I want to do, but that kind of thing interests me, like performance, where performance meets health tracking, basically.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Yeah, that makes complete and total sense. How long are you going to pursue this, you think? Like it sounds like you feel really good, like you're in a really good place. Like when you
pursue CrossFit.
Yeah, how long do you think you keep going?
Yeah, I mean until I don't like it or it stops making sense, basically.
Yeah.
Which I'm definitely still on the upward trajectory, and I would even ride the downward trajectory a little bit too before I call it, I think. So I think I'll finish school, and then like if there's ever a time to really, really go all in on it, that would be the time. And that's kind of right in my prime, like 23, 24 years old. So, and then take that as long as it will take me.
Yeah. So I get it. Work this, graduate from school, open up a portal, huge chunk of energy and time opens up.
Mm-hmm.
Go really hard one year and then reassess and be like, how'd that play out?
Yeah. I mean, I heard Pat Vellner say like it's a good job like to have. It's fun, and if you can make money off it, I don't see why I wouldn't. So
Hunter Robbins Gibbons. Wow, what a name. Jack is the man, so humble and easygoing for such an amazing competitor. For for some reason, like humble and easygoing doesn't go with amazing, but I'll take it. Okay. You know what I was tripping on Hunter is that he's 21 and speaks in full sentences. I find that very refreshing. Very refreshing. Hey, I'm excited to meet you in person. Thanks for coming on. You're a great dude, man.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I'll see you there.
Yeah, and we'll see you in a week.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, get out of the car. Make them stop a lot and stretch those legs. Giraffes are not meant to be in a car for 9 hours.
We're gonna do a HIIT protocol every hour.
Okay, good. All right.
Yeah. All good.
All right, ciao.
All right, see ya.
Oh my goodness, I kicked Will Moorad out instead of you. Son of a bitch. I kicked Will out. Oh my goodness. There's a button here that says kick from studio, and I tossed Will. Oh, Will. Where's Will? Can I retext him? Will, I'm so sorry. Come back, Will. Oh my goodness, where is he? Will Moorad. Where shit. Sorry, guys. Give me a second here. Dang, we were on a roll today. I was like a real professional podcaster, just smoking shit. Trish, I saw your comment right there. Do you bust on the boys? You are filthy. Oh, there he is. Damn. Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness. Here he comes. Here he comes. Look at him. Circling the bull. Will is going to tell Nick on you. Who's Nick? Jan, you're 11% gay. More than 11%. That away, Jan. Own that shit. I'm in the 40s. I'm in the high 40s. I'm 49.9 with the line over it. Damn, Will. Oh, yes. Hey.
What's up, boss?
I accidentally kicked you out. I'm so sorry.
That's all right. I was taking the trash out to my truck.
I was trying to kick Jack out.
Don't kick that kid out.
Dude, he's cool.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Hey, how old are you, Will?
34.
Hey, is it weird when you talk? Do you train with any young kids, like any 20-year-olds or 19-year-olds or anything?
Oh yeah, Olivia's 17. She was in town for a couple weeks. Sydney and Brooke are 28. What is Sax? Saxon's 25. Yeah, I'm the old guy.
But do all of them talk in complete sentences? Like they have like cogent thoughts and they can talk in I was just crazy impressed by Jack.
Did somebody put you up to asking that question?
No. Why? Who doesn't talk? No. But some of these people, I'm just like, holy! I was so impressed. I'm so easily impressed now because Jack Farlow talks in complete sentences. I'm like, wow, holy shit.
Hey, he's an engineer. Yeah. I listen to him. We have the same like representation, so it's good to see how these kids are handling all this.
Same agent.
Yeah. Here we go. I think this is the hat. Did I spin it the right way? Yeah.
Nipple Sports.
Yeah, you got it.
I remember meeting.
How do I do that?
I remember meeting you at a regional.
Only 3, baby. The first CrossFit doc that I cared about.
And what city was that in? Not okay, not important.
Cincinnati.
Oh, yes. And you were completely fresh to the scene, right? It was like kind of crazy you were there. You weren't even like you.
Yeah, well, I competed the year before, but yeah, I don't know. I did good, and you wanted to throw a camera in my face, which was like, that was it. That was the last time we talked. That's that 10 years ago.
And I just remember thinking, oh, this is a soccer player who's making the leap. You were a soccer player, right? Like a really good soccer player.
Yeah.
And you had a totally different body composition than the rest of the dudes.
You think?
Yeah, you were more more Chris Hinshaw than Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I guess. I mean, just running a bit more.
Yeah, you were lean. You looked like a model. You were lean. You had big lats, but that's it. You were lean. You had big lats, but that's it, kind of.
You can just say, yeah. I was still boyish.
Oh yeah. I mean, you look like a model at the time. You were more Marky Mark than yeah.
Boogie Nights, Marky Mark, right?
What? Say it again.
I said Boogie Nights. Mark.
Yes. Boogie Nights. When he was, what did Mark Wahlberg used to? When he was the rapper, what was his name?
I have no idea. That you aged me out on that one.
Thank you. Great. Will, you're still in the game. Tell me, what do you have a day job, Will?
This is it. You're looking at.
God, you're dedicated. Hey,
for
what
sure.
ethnicity are you?
Assyrian, which I believe you are as well. That's my pop side, and then like Scotch Irish on my mom's side.
Okay. I'm Armenian.
Armenian, so like same area.
Yeah, close enough. Close enough.
But Assyrian, I guess, is like that's what like my nana would say. But I think it's like Northern Iran, like the biblical Assyrians were like a biblical kind of race, I suppose. But
And,
yeah.
And is your first language English?
Yeah. So my the fact I don't really know. I think I'm like my great grandparents were all immigrants.
Okay. Oh, so probably through Ellis Island even.
Yeah, so actually Moorad was Mooradian, and at Ellis Island they changed it to Moorad just because of like the racist situations that were happening back then.
Hey, dude, that's an Armenian last name, Moradian.
Yeah. So like Armenian, my nana would always say
Crazy.
Assyrian. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. I'm buying it now. At first I was like, okay, just agree with him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But fuck, you just schooled me a little bit.
Yeah.
Elise, Will Moorad is one of the games athletes I'd want to be friends with. He just seems like he's always fun and easy to be around.
That's my wife. I don't know if I agree with that.
Oh, really? Is that your wife?
No, that's not my wife. She's downstairs. But yeah, I mean, I'll take that compliment, but I have my days.
Look at a historian in the bunch. Immigration Act of 1924. Oh, thank you, Jack.
Oh, there you go. Well, I don't even know what that is.
So I don't even know really where to start with you. I kind of want to hear your this whole journey in the 10 years, like
highlights,
or kind of like what your mindset is. What are you doing? Why have you embraced CrossFit so much? Do you own an affiliate?
I owned an affiliate. So let's start from the beginning.
Okay, please.
So I played soccer my whole life. Played at a pretty high level, had a few opportunities after college, or actually I left college to go do the combine and pro soccer and those types of things, and those didn't work out. So when I went back to school to finish my degree, I studied ex-phys and English literature. So take that for what it is. But just started doing CrossFit as like a supplement to my just life. I guess I had a void of competition and just liked working out. So made regionals in 13, made the games in 14, and then the rest is history as far as like me committing to the sport. You know, you get endorsement money the first year you make the games, and I'd always kind of been an athlete, and I was somewhat immersed into what a pro athlete lifestyle is like, just doing the whole soccer thing. So you could say I was singularly focused on being a pro athlete, and it just kind of worked out that I made that a reality. But obviously I had a bit of a rocky road the past, I guess, 10 years now, but yeah, I'm still in it, man. I guess like lost my earpiece, but yeah, so 10 years in, made my first games in 19, and then it's,
yep, I got you. Yep.
Oh, there I am. Look at that guy. Still doing it at 34.
Hey, you made your first games at 19?
No. In 2014, and then like I guess 9 years on, maybe we miscommunicated there.
Hey, did you have some serious injury or health issues? I just remember at one point someone's like, "Oh shit, Will Moorad, you were just gone from the scene for a second."
Yeah, so in 2017, I went into kidney failure at Wadapalooza.
At the event?
Which is quite serious. Yeah, so like I did the first event, got really sick, threw up from a workout, never done that before. Did the second event that day and then woke up in the middle of the night. So I've been like Saturday morning and like felt like my back was on fire and just was in terrible pain. And my wife's a nurse, and I said, "Hey, like something's going on." And she was like, "It's probably like a back injury or something." I've had a ton of back injuries to deal with, mostly between 2015 and 17. And then woke up Saturday morning, was doing the breakfast thing, and then just started throwing up. And my wife was like, "We're going to the hospital." And I was like, "That's okay." Like, you just kind of trust the health professional. And sure enough, I was in kidney failure. They took a biopsy of my kidney. diagnosed me with an autoimmune disorder called IgA nephropathy, which is a fairly common autoimmune disorder and kidney disease, but for a 27-year-old, pro athlete, fittest guy in the world, whatever, that's not normal. So we kind of made the decision to step away from the sport and just put health as a priority. A young man, want to have a family, just got married. Didn't make sense to keep just killing myself. So stepped away from the sport for two seasons. Worked in the IT world with actually one of my affiliate members had an IT company, hired me as like a biz dev guy, and we sold the affiliate, and that was it. And then about 18 months later, found out that it was a misdiagnosis. My nephrologist in Nashville looked back at my pathology reports and was like, "Man, your health is as good as anybody. This might have just been a coincidental finding that the doc decided to diagnose you because he thought that that's what was best suited. Like that's what he could do with the information he was provided." And he said, "You can go back to sport if you want." And sure enough, I was like, man, I'm not totally happy with just the business world I was in. It was a good learning lesson, but I was still like at my core an athlete, and just it was kind of stripped away from me in a sense. So we dove back in for 2019, and then made the games in 19. Then obviously COVID games kind of chopped up the season in 2020, and then we've been on a good streak since then. So yeah.
You were misdiagnosed with an autoimmune disease.
Yeah, pretty heavy.
It's weird. Like, I don't know shit about medicine, but like, just from the layman, you think that it's like, hey, they took some blood from you, and then they see this thing floating through your blood, and it's holding a flag, autoimmune disease. You know what I mean? They're like, there it is. I see it. That's 5 guys on a boat holding an autoimmune disease flag. But it's not like that. It's not even close to perfect. It's not even.
No. Like, I mean, they took a biopsy of my kidney. So they had all the blood work and everything. And they actually like stab you in the back and take a little chunk out of your kidney and then like have a pathology report on it. And I guess with the trauma that was going on, it suggested that I might have this thing.
Like 5 of the 10 signs that we call this autoimmune disease.
I don't know.
Crazy. And then, so what does the kidney do?
It just filters all the junk, right? So it filters muscle breakdown. It filters like NSAIDs. It's just your filters, right? So if you're essentially IgA nephropathy, and correct me if there's any experts on here.
They're all experts. They're all experts on here, Will.
Yeah.
They're all experts. How dare you?
Cool. So I essentially what it does is it slowly drops the function of those filters in your kidneys. And it's like a clogged pipe, I suppose. If those don't work, then your blood pressure goes up, and your kidneys are directly correlated with like your heart. And if your heart's not working, things get serious quickly. So yeah, but good news is I'm healthy, and I get blood work probably every 6 months.
Were you on medication for 2 years? Some sort of medication?
Yeah, they put me on blood pressure medicine, which was pretty nasty. Like it would make me really tired, which I'm assuming it was just dropping my blood pressure that was already good, even lower. So it was like taking naps in the afternoon.
So you're off all that shit?
Everything. Yeah. Like this.
Oh, I'm pissed.
Second the doc told me that, I was like, I'm off. This is just nasty.
I'm so irritated.
But the body's resilient. The body's resilient.
Hey, so what happened to your body composition in those 2 years?
So I mean, I kept weightlifting and stuff. I just didn't do the intensity that was required as far as like CrossFit goes to be a pro. So I like made nationals in weightlifting, which was kind of fun. Like scratch an itch there, and just would do like EMOMs and low intensity CrossFit because I enjoy CrossFit, right? It makes me feel good. I've been a lifetime athlete. But yeah, I didn't really change much. I mean, I can't recall, but I'm like 195 right now. But I dropped down to 85 kilos for weightlifting. So it's what, 180, 185. So not a big deal. Okay.
So not much. Maybe just your engine suffered a little bit.
Yeah, engine and like just I think willingness to suffer because I had, like, last time my body had really gone to that place, it shut down. So I kind of had to work through that when I decided to come back to the sport, because it's, you know, you got to kind of redline quite a bit to be world class at this.
Any PTSD from that? Like when you do start going to the dark place, are you like you're
not
doing
anymore?
A check? No,
not anymore. But definitely when I was getting back into it, it was almost like I had to give myself permission or kind of like ease my way back into that. I remember like the first workout I did that, I was just in my garage by myself and went there and was like laying on the floor, and like my back was blown up just from the nature of the workout I did, not from the kidney thing. And my wife came out, like opened the door. She's like, "Yo, you good?" And I'm like, "I think I'm good." Close the door. But yeah, man, that was a serious thing, and I learned a lot from it. So I mean, I suppose that's all you can do.
Why did you sell your affiliate? It was a good deal, or you were tired of doing it, or?
I just needed to separate from the sport, you know, like when it was everything to me. And then really the idea of opening the affiliate was like a place for me to train and a place for my friends to train. It was like a small, like everybody was
like everything you're
friends,
not
maybe.
supposed to do. That's what you did.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it.
We had a great community. I coached a ton. I coached before too. Like the first year I made the games, I was coaching like 5 classes a day.
Wow.
At a different affiliate. So I'm like through and through CrossFit. Started using CrossFit in like 2008 to supplement soccer. So I've been like doing it for a while. Definitely drank the Kool-Aid, but yeah, man. The affiliate was, I needed to separate from it because it was, just didn't want to be there if I couldn't compete, and it was just kind of a messed up situation. And maybe that chapter had closed for me at that time. So I was like, let's just move on and see where else I can grow, as far as like business goes.
Did you mourn that, or did the weightlifting scratch the itch?
Yeah, I hadn't like truly closed that door in my like, heart. You know what I mean? Of competing at the games, because it got stripped away from me in a sense. Like it wasn't like, I decided to stop. It was like, at least at the time, no, you can't do this because you might get sick and die or whatever. So that didn't sit right with me. And I guess I never truly accepted it like deep down, but obviously in my day-to-day I had. Like I worked out and stuff, but I wasn't pursuing the CrossFit games.
So you don't think you ever really let it go?
No.
Wow, that's impressive. And then so when you want to come back, Will, what are your loved ones say? Your mom and dad, your wife, are they tripping?
Yeah. My wife was cool with it just because she's in the health world and she understood like it was a misdiagnosis, and obviously like people can get hurt doing anything. So we just kind of looked at it objectively like that. Like, okay, yeah, he got hurt. I had a dietitian. I was getting regular blood work. We were kind of managing my training protocols with my coach at the time just to not overdo it too quickly. So from a like objective standpoint, we corrected all the things that I was doing wrong before. But of course, like my mom was kind of like, "Why are you doing this? I'm the baby, right?" So
yeah.
she was not totally supportive, as far as she kind of was like, why are you doing this? Not just looking out for her son, not necessarily like she didn't like shun me or anything. And now she's, you know, one of my biggest fans, of course, again.
Hey, is someone in the comments saying, and then after you got better, your wife got sick? Is that true?
Yeah, my wife had breast cancer last year.
Wow.
Which was pretty heavy as well. Yeah. So
yeah, that's traumatic. That's traumatic as shit.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. We actually found that out right after the games in 21. So we like got home and my wife had felt a lump maybe like when we were there. So went in, got all that, and found out like, yeah, you have breast cancer. We have to jump right into treatment. So it was like literally get home from the games, and now it's like this is the new challenge. And she's great. She's healthy now. But yeah, last season was pretty rough.
Hey, I always it's crazy. How did that? Do you have kids?
No kids,
No.
just a big dog.
How did that make you feel when you found that out? Were you like, God, I wish I could take that on for her? Like, I hate to see my wife in any.
Yeah.
I don't like to even see her like thinking. Like, my wife will go there. Like, she'll be like, I got this dot on my arm, and she starts like Googling shit. And
Yeah,
I
it's a
fucking like,
dangerous
I feel so
place.
bad for her, even if she's doing that.
Yeah, I think I just went into support mode
Yeah.
because we gave it to the professionals,
Uh-huh.
and in Nashville we have amazing healthcare. That's kind of like what the main like industry is here. So, and she's a nurse, and obviously we know a lot of people in that space. So we just kind of gave it up to them, and I just supported as much as I could. And our family's here, like my mom's here, her mom's here, my sister, her sister. So we had a really good support crew as far as just the day to day. And obviously, like really, the CrossFit community was unbelievable, man. I think like that was something we talked about. It was like, man, this is obviously traumatic, and we have this amazing support group of just immediate friends and family because we're in Nashville, we're from Nashville. But just because of like kind of the success we've had in CrossFit, that community saw the story and reached out, and we were like hundreds and hundreds of messages and just people messaging her, not even me, checking on her, which is crazy, complete strangers. So we're definitely just lucky to be in that position because that brightens your day, when you're going through chemotherapy and all the nasty surgeries and stuff.
And it's there's this weird part, right? Because you're tripping because the thing that you singularly love most in life is hurt, but yet you have to push all your shit away because it's not you, right?
No,
So you
it's
can't
not
make it
my
about you
problem.
at all, even though inside you must be tripping balls, but you're like, okay, quiet down. I need to be completely present for my wife. But really it's like you fuck, wow.
She was
Are you,
good. Like she was like, go do your thing. She wanted to keep life as normal as possible.
she wasn't like tripping out like she was facing her mortality? I would be tripping. People don't go to the
She's
doctor
tough,
because they
man.
don't. She is tough.
She's
Like I don't
tough.
go to the doctor
Yeah,
because I don't want to hear any of that. I'd rather I just like, you know what I mean? I mean, that's why people die,
fair.
right? Right? They're just scared.
Yeah,
I'm
like
scared of being scared. I'm not even scared of. I'm scared of being scared. You know what I mean? It's like fuck.
yeah, she's tough. So I just kind of I guess I followed her lead, and as far as whatever she needed, I was there. And if she wanted me to leave her alone, I left her alone.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
married life.
Yeah. How long have you been married?
Since 2014. We actually got married the weekend after the 14 regionals where I just made it. So we like made the games, came home, and then like went to Florida and got married. So that
So
was a
10 years.
whirlwind.
You're coming up on 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations. That's awesome. Holy
Thank you.
shit.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's a huge achievement.
Thank you.
So is after you go through these things, and are you in a pretty like, is it like, whoa, you're in a stable spot right now? You're like, wow, made it to the
Yeah, I
games.
mean,
Wife is healthy.
yeah. Yeah,
I'm
it's a
healthy.
lot less stressful. I mean, when you can get through tough situations, it makes when it's good really good, and
Yeah.
it gives you perspective. And honestly, it gave me perspective on what good really is, right? Because if it was always sunshine and rainbows, you wouldn't even realize it's sunshine and rainbows. Um, so yeah, I mean, glass half full, I suppose, because it's shitty to go through that stuff. No one wants to go through it, but life's always going to suck at some point for everybody. And, sink or swim. And we support each other in a way that has allowed us both to always like swim.
You think it made your relationship better too?
So
You think you appreciate her more? Like I always tripped at how much I take my wife for granted.
it's real. Yeah, man. It's real, especially as a young couple,
Yeah.
right? Like sometimes, most of the time that happens later in life for people, which is equally as testing, I suppose, because you've built this long history, right? That happens, you're 60, 70, whatever. But Yeah, it definitely strengthened it because it's you want to. We've been together since we were 16, so there's a whole nother layer to that.
16.
Yeah.
Wow. So
So
a real congratulations is in order.
yeah,
That's
high school
crazy.
sweethearts.
Your
So,
high
yeah,
school
if it was-
sweethearts?
Yeah, I cheated on her in biology class, man.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's awesome. Holy cow. Mr. Moorad, if you're going to cheat off me, you're going to have to marry me.
Deal.
Sean Lenderman, it was crazy how much she still supported Will making it back to the games while she had that going on as well. They are both incredible people.
Thank you. Yeah, she's pretty awesome.
And
she there was a little pressure there too. She's like, well, I'm going through all my shit. You better sort yours out, buddy.
Yeah. Dan Guerrero, is this Jack Harlow?
So yes, I'm Jack Harlow.
Mason Mitchell, legendary regional performance versus Froning.
Which one?
Yeah, good job. Hey, who so were you making some jokes about some of the people you training with can't talk in complete sentences?
No, not people I train with, but know, sometimes it's funny to listen to people in the space get interviews and there's just not a ton of depth all the time, but that's fine. I mean,
yeah, well, that's an interesting thing you bring up because look at I don't wish anyone for their mate to go through any near life experiences or for themselves to go through near life experiences, but it is an interesting thing, right? You grow up in a small town in I don't know, pick your state, Alabama, and you never left Alabama. Then at 12 years old you find CrossFit, and then at 21 you're going to the CrossFit games, and the first time you leave you're going to Madison. It's like, dude, like there's fucking people like who've lived in 13 countries, been through 6 adoptions, been fucking molested in a drug addiction, and they're competing right next to you. You know what I mean? It's like, holy shit. Like they got some shit going on. They're working some demons. I got a taste of
that.
While you're like waving your mom in the crowd, you know, they're like, I'm gonna fuck these demons. That guy who touched me in the 3rd grade, I'm remembering his shit. It's like, it's what real. Yeah, right?
I remember I was at preseason at one of the pro teams I was with, and one of the guys, Latin American guy, like just destroyed me in a tackle. And in training, you're like, what the hell? So I was like, dude, what the hell? And he goes, this is how I feed my kids. And I was like the new guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
This is not college ball. This is real. And I've kind of always held on to that story. So yeah, it's different, right? It's even in CrossFit. Yeah. Like I got a house, I pay a mortgage, my wife had cancer, like you gotta pay for that. I'm not living in my parents' basement. So there's a different level of, it's interesting, like in every sport, right? The rookies or whatever, the newbies are kind of getting their wings and they'll be in our shoes, but they'll harden and be pros. You know, they can't do that right away.
Hey, dude, I don't think very many people understand the implications of what you just said. You were playing with a guy who wanted to put food in his kid's mouth, and you were playing to get your own Topps card. I mean, you know what I mean? Like you're
For
paying
real.
to get $1 million
For real.
contract
Like,
so you can have a Ferrari and a condo in Florida.
Yeah, there's just a different depth sometimes. But that's the beauty of sport, right? Everybody's out there for a different reason, and that will change throughout their careers. Which at least I'm aware of that.
Will, you mentioned some people you had trained with, Brooke and Sydney and Olivia. Who else?
Tia.
Are you a proven athlete? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Boy, I've really done my research well on Will Moorad. Will, it sucks for you, Will. Usually I'm so fucking prepared. I'm like at the end of my. I'm so glad.
You're good, man. Drink some coffee.
Thank you. I'm so glad that you speak English. And who else? Tell me who else. I've seen you train with Noah.
Yeah, I've trained with Noah, Travis, Chandler, Saxon, Streethorn. John Colte, Alex Smith, and then all the girls you mentioned.
Who did you say before Alex Smith?
Jake
That was
Crouch
the
is
only
in
person I never heard that name
town.
before. Who?
John Colte. John Colte. He was a games athlete in.
Let's keep it to people who have more than
17 or
10,000
18.
Instagram followers, please. Don't bring my show
Hey,
down.
chill. That's one of my boys.
Oh,
It's not all about social media.
Nelly, push
Sevan.
Will too far with that joke. Who else? You ever been over to Mayhem?
A couple times in like 2015, 16.
Okay.
I think that's right. I trained with like Dre and Rich and Matt Hewitt. We just kind of were friendly throughout that time, but it's like an hour and a half drive from Nashville, and just didn't make sense to do that all the time. But good dudes over there.
Who else? Fraser?
I never trained with Matt. Yeah, I don't think I ever trained with Matt.
How about anyone on the West Coast? You ever go to back in the day, go to Dogtown with Dusty Highland or Lindsey Valenzuela? You ever never made it out that way?
I haven't. No, never been out that way. Just for competition.
And where are you right now? What state are you sitting in right now?
Tennessee. I'm in Nolensville, so just like 30 minutes south of Nashville.
Okay, so when you're saying you're a proven athlete, like you're training at the headquarters.
They all came to me, man.
Oh, perfect. Of course they did. Yes. Hey, were you a proven athlete before they moved there?
No, so I was with TTT and Max from 15 to 19. And then during the COVID games, B moved to town, and I'd like just met B, her sister, Street Horner moved to town, Alex Smith, and they all came to my gym because they're like, oh, where's a games athlete train? Like, that'll be a good crew.
Who's B?
So we all, Brooke.
Oh, Brooke. Okay,
sorry.
Okay, it's okay.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna call her that when I see her. Hey, B, what's up, girl?
Yeah. So we all kind of started training together during 2020. And Tia and Shane had moved to Nashville, and we became cordial throughout the 2020 season because B and Tia were getting ready for the Ranch 2020 games. And we kind of decided at a meeting, we all kind of decided, okay, let's do the 2021 season together. So we all kind of made the switch to proven at the same time, which was a great stable, it's six games athletes.
Dude, crazy. So Olivia's over there with them too, because she was saying that Shane is going to be with her at the games, which is just wild.
Yeah, so awesome.
Yeah. Who will be in your corner, Will? Who's your like go-to at the games? Who's got your coach's pass?
So Brian Lowe, he's like my PT. He will be back there just in case I need any body work and just good calm energy. But then we'll have Shane, Dwight, Nick, like all the proven coaches as well. So as far as game planning and stuff, I'm usually self-sufficient at this point in my career. I kind of know what I need to do and how I need to do it and how I need to warm up, cool down, all that stuff. But obviously I'll bounce ideas off of them. So we have a really good unit back there.
It's the Josh Bridges playbook. You're old when your PT gets your coach's pass, right? Metamucil, diapers, and my PT.
Yeah, exactly. I need to get stretched out before we do this workout.
Yeah, hey, that's nice.
Yeah, for sure.
Amazing stories. Thanks for opening up, Will. Yeah, thank you, Will.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I'm not for opening up, but for getting me the $10.
There you go. Buy me a coffee, Madison.
Absolutely. I'm so kind of surprised more people don't do it. Or maybe they do. I'll pay attention this year. Bring PTs because that's a real functional person. Or at least if you're a coach, make sure you have those skills too.
Yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer. Like essentially it's like F1. You got to prepare the car to go out on the racetrack, and then you got to bring it back in the garage and fix whatever's wrong with it and then send it back out. Like that's kind of the way I approach the job these days. Just treat to perform and then treat to recover.
Will, help me out here. Make me look like I know what I'm saying, please. Did you last year have some insane comeback?
Oh,
Did you have-
semifinals.
Yeah. Did you have some event that's like the record for most points? Like you made up 81 points
Yeah, I think it might have been the record. Yeah, I had like going to the last event at semis, I had to win and then hope that like a bunch of other pieces fell into place to get my ticket. And kind of it was like, well, I'm gonna have to do the last chance qualifier, which sucks because online competition. But I pulled it off, man, somehow, which was pretty cool. Yeah, I guess it was the largest comeback. I would have to do the research, but.
Do you remember who you pushed out?
Sprague, yeah.
Oh, it was James. Oh, is that when he was out by 1
made it
point?
back this year? Yeah. So
Oh,
I mean,
shit.
kid, that's sports, man. And that's good. I think that's probably like great for his development. Obviously, I haven't spoke to him about it, but dealing with that type of stuff early in your career, man, that makes you a hardened competitor. And if he does this for 10 more years, like he'll probably remember that. That probably lit a fire in his ass, and he had a great year.
You didn't walk by him this year and just be like, "You're welcome."
So last year at the games, he came up to me because he was demo team. I don't know if he remembers this, and he was like, "Yeah, man, next year's my year. You're done." And I said, "I'm not going anywhere." Just playfully, obviously, but
Michael Banyan, you ain't old until you're 56. Rooting for you, Will. You're a good dude. Thank you, Michael.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, 6th place. You're up there with all the big names in the sport. Jeffrey Adler, Jason Hopper, Down Pepper, Roman Krennikov, Samuel Cornway, Will Moorad. Are you pretty tickled by this? Are you impressed with yourself?
No, it's not a surprise.
No.
No, I mean, for me, it's always been healthy, and when I'm healthy, going into a competition, like that's what I'm capable of. And like when I'm when my personal life is optimal, if it ever can be. So yeah, last year was definitely tough with like training with my wife's situation and stuff, and it just was not optimal. And this year was a lot better, and I was healthy going in and was able to perform well on the weekend. So there's a lot of moving parts.
James Briggs chimes in. Will Moorad is correct. I made it this year, and everything is going forward way more special. Oh, look at you.
Yeah, man. Kid is gonna have a great career.
Can't wait to race this year, Will.
Oh. Likewise, buddy. See you in a week.
Old school CrossFit workout. Linda. And wait a second here. When you see that workout pop up, are you pretty pumped? Yeah.
What, Linda? I was so going into semis camp, my coach is gonna attest to this. I was like, I think they're gonna repeat Linda.
Uh-huh.
You know, they brushed it off and we didn't do any Linda prep, and then it popped up and I'm like, motherfucker.
I mean,
sorry for my language.
I thought you would have killed that. Old school.
Not like my total. Yeah, like not the pull density. Like it wasn't the bench. Like everybody's like, oh, it's the bench. It's not the bench for me. It's like the pull density is always going to be tough. So I was kind of like, I want to finish. Like I was like, if I go right under 15, that'll be good enough. And then I executed well pretty much on everything else.
Yeah, you killed it
on the weekend.
But if I would have guessed you were going to do good at something, I would have thought it'd been around forever. What's that mean? Pull density? Just too much pulling off the ground?
Like the squatting and then the deadlifting, the squat clean. All the pulling is just typically a weaker thing for me as far as like tolerance goes. It's just like the way I'm built.
Yeah.
Whereas like a handstand push-up workout might be tough for some people. It's like super chill. So it's just kind of knowing where you can, knowing yourself as an athlete and leaning in where you can, and then just being measured during the other events just to maximize your points.
And then workout 6 here. Which was that one? That wasn't the one. That wasn't the muscle up one, was it?
That was the handstand push-up, rope climb, handstand push-up. Or like the pirouettes.
Right. And you destroyed that. Killer.
Yeah, that was a fun one. Me and Noah were like talking on the rower at the end of that workout, which was unique to be doing in the middle of an event.
What were you guys saying?
Just like like I got on the rower and Noah was, "What's up, man? Not gonna catch us now." And I was
Oh,
like,
nice.
"Facts."
Nice. Uh, going into the semifinal, did you have any doubt or stress that you weren't going to make it to the games this year?
No, I mean, going into the workouts were suited to me well. There's always like nerves going into a competition, but I wasn't stressed about making the games. I was just in a really good place fitness wise and mentally, and I felt prepared, and that's a really good recipe for success over the weekend. So just kind of went in with my game plan and executed really well. I'd say like 90%. So.
And going into the games confident, like are you tripping on the cuts at all?
No, I've never tripped on the cuts. Like none of that's really in my control, right? Like I'm going to go out there and do my best no matter what, and the cards are going to fall where they fall. So yeah, I mean, I'm not stressed. I'm excited. I'm anxious. You know, all the good feelings leading into the games. I'm appreciative. You get to compete with the best in the world at your discipline. I mean, that's a pretty special thing, and I'm just gonna keep doing as long as I can.
What do you think is different, Will Moorad now than Will Moorad your first year at the games? Do you feel like you're the exact same guy, or are there some things you're like,
No.
wow, I've really fixed that shit up?
Yeah, just I've always evolved. I've always refined the way I'm doing things, learned from the mistakes, allow myself to trust my processes and my experiences, and not let what everybody else is doing dictate what I'm doing. I did that a lot more when I was younger, and that's just inexperience. And now I have this depth of experience that I can pull from no matter the situation. So yeah, I'm just a lot more refined competitor and human.
Do you think that you could give advice to someone who's younger to help them skip that step and get through it earlier? Or do you think that there's really no way? Like, you are going to have to go through these steps of like trying to follow other people and work through some shit until you finally realize, like, hey, you have to follow your own path. Like, sometimes I think, oh, you can just tell young people,
Yeah,
but you
absolutely,
can't. Like, everyone has to. I feel like I'm now more biased on the side, like, hey, you got to go through all the stupid shit. You have to.
Yeah, I think in sport it's different. Like I can definitely, or any profession, like for your job, like behind the scenes stuff, if somebody was aspiring to do what you're doing, you could kind of tell them, hey, maybe this works better. If this starts to happen, maybe change this.
Okay.
They're gonna ultimately have to make the decision to do that for themselves. But yeah, I do that. I mean, to all my training partners, I give a lot of advice, whether they take it or not. That's up to them, but it comes from a good spot and it comes from experience. And that gives some fulfillment as well, right? Just helping people that are on the same path as you, just maybe not as far along.
Do you prefer training with the boys or the girls?
It's a mixed bag, man. I mean, like it depends on people's mood. It depends on what we're doing. But everybody's pretty cool. I've been fortunate to not have no one who I don't like to train with.
So there's the place for both. There's a place to be there getting at it with the pan chick, or a place getting at it like with a Wells.
Or even just by myself sometimes,
Yeah.
In the garage, old school. Like I like all of it, and there's a place for all of it.
How about Kerstetter? Do you ever trip on? Is she trippy? Or are you just like, wow, how like?
She's funny. It's
like
crazy.
You're 17. You're not even like
she's 17.
You're a kid,
yeah,
and you're just out here just destroying shit.
Yeah, just she's eager to learn. She's easy to be around. Obviously, she's a talented athlete and has a great future in the sport. And it's cool to see how people are breaking through so young. I don't know how old Jack is, 19 or 20, something like
21,
that.
yeah. He looks very young too.
Oh, 21.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so it's good for the sport, man. To have these young kids making it to the world champs, and we'll see what can happen, right? Like Olivia's 17, like I'm 34. Could she go until she's 34? Amazing potential there. So we'll see what the sport looks like then. But yeah, it's exciting for them.
Thank you. I know this was last minute. I hope to have you on
No,
again
we're good.
soon. You know, someone said something in the comments is like the nicest thing you could ever say about someone. They said, "Hey, this guy reminds me of Josh Bridges," and you do have a really you're so comfortable in your skin. In it, you're such a disarming human being. I appreciate you coming on and being so easy on me.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, I'll see you in a week, brother.
Yeah, brother. Take care.
Ciao. Will Mooradian, until they changed his family's name at Ellis Island. Crazy. Wow. That is a cool dude. Man, he's cool. Very cool. I remember him being cool before too. The first time I met him. Even when he was young, he was cool. He was easy. Okay, who did we have? We had Colten Mertens. A lot of weenie talk with Colten. $4,000 for one of the Colten Mertens dogs in the off season. My God. Then we had Jack Farlow. Jerking 400 pounds. Absolutely nuts. Wow, it's only 8:30. Did I not go 45 minutes with Did I not go 45 minutes with Will? What happened there? I got to do something real quick, sorry. I got to see what's going on inside the house. Let's see what's going on here. All right. And then after Jack Farlow, Will Moorad. That was a good morning. That's cool. I can't believe how long it's been since I spoke to Will. Oh no, that's good. He came on at 7:45. We went to 8:30. Okay, that's good. All right, I'm fine with that. Let me see what's going on here with. I got another call from this guy during the show. Let's call him. I should just call everyone back who calls me during the show. Like, fuck you. What are you doing?
Hey, this is Taylor. If you could leave your name and
douche. I called you. They got a good show on today. Taylor and JR. Oh, here we go. Oh, shit. I hung up. Damn.
Hello, you've reached
SFTV dirtbag. It's a little strong. I hung up on my wife.
I'm loading up the car.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Sorry.
What you need?
What you need? Hey, everything good? So I'm not taking him to skating today?
No, I'm on it.
Okay, because I'm done. I'm
They're
done with my
amazing.
podcast. I could.
Oh, it's up to you. I mean, no.
Okay.
I wasn't the whole point for you to like nap and prepare and
I know. I just
chill.
I know, but
Just chill. Okay.
all right.
All right. Enjoy.
Okay.
If you change your mind, you have like 2 minutes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Love you.
Okay, love you too.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, fuck it. I'm taking the kids skateboarding. I'm not letting her take them. Okay, thank you guys. 11 a.m. Those guys will all be back, and JR and Taylor. And then tonight I have Oldest Upa next. Love you guys. No, I'm not chilling. I'm going to take it's a far drive. It's like 50 minutes over the hill to this skateboarding class. And I need to take it. All right. Love you guys. Miss Burns, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.